Hello everyone, hope we're all good. Big shout out to Care Couriers and Transport Limited, and a big thank you to everyone who likes, shares, comments and subscribes to the All or Nothing podcast with myself, Billy Moore. This just rolls off my tongue now, doesn't it? Said it that many times. Someone has asked me in the comments section about relationships. I've touched on relationships. You know, I was always in a chemical romance with another addict. You know, I'd fall in love in a medication line. You know, and the conversation topic was, how many mils of methadone are you on? I'm on 80. We had nothing to talk about. There was no life experience. I hadn't lived. You know, I'd lived behind the curtain. I was a night owl. So yeah, there was not much topic. Not much conversation going on there. So when I finally did get clean, you know, that was another ball game. I definitely knew what pain was. You know, we talk about relationships, we talk about breakups, makeups and shake-ups. Now, why did he call it a breakup? Because we actually break up internally when it ends. You know, and I found it really difficult when I met someone who I thought I loved, because I was in love with the idea of being in love, and I thought, this is it, this is the one. You know, this is the one that's going to change my life, fix me, make me better. And I didn't understand all the past situations I'd been in, like all the rejection from me dad growing up and being rejected by, you know, classmates when it came to getting picked for the football team, or, you know, anything really. And I was always the last one. All those times of being rejected had an impact on every relationship I ever entered into. So I'd take that into any relationship, and when, you know, I'd meet someone and I thought, this is it, this is the one. I'd bring all my insecurities, I'd bring all my fears. You know, I'd come across needy, codependent. I'd be checking my phone every 5 minutes. I'd leave myself on bricks. I'd travel to the very depths of hell just to make you happy. You know, that's how sad it was for me. I'm going to be straight here. You know, and when they ended, wow, I'd be on the floor in a fetal position, curled up, just listening to sad songs. Especially the one by Akon, Lonely. Lonely, I'm lonely. Mr. Lonely, that was me. I woke up in the middle of the night. I couldn't sleep, I couldn't eat. You know, I couldn't think straight. No, that was horrible. That was worse than withdrawing from methadone. So how did I cope with that? 99.9% of the time, you know, I'd beg, plead, sob, you know, threaten, stalk, fucking harass. This is the truth, you know. I wasn't aware of the impact I'd be having on the other person. If they don't want you, they don't want you. And no matter what people said to me, like, you know, Bill, if it's meant to be, you know, they'll come back, and let them go and all that bollocks. You know, I had this old shit, fucking don't let them go because they'll never come back, and, you know, you'll never be happy. That's not the case. I had to go through a few breakups in my life to get to a place of, like, understanding and acceptance. And today, you know, I'm okay with me, and, you know, the girl I'm with now, you know, she loves the fucking bones of me, and the feeling's mutual. There's nothing. I used to, you know, don't have to try and be someone that I'm not around her. I can be myself, you know. But I want, like, You can't fart in some bird's company in case he judges you. No, not the case in my fucking relationship, I'm telling you. You know, I don't have to act differently, try and impress. I am who I am, and it is what it is, and we get on well, and we have a laugh, and that's true love, and that's what a relationship to me is about. Because, like I've said, I was never in relationships, I was always in reactionships. You know, if it wasn't going my way, or I couldn't control the environment or the situation, then I'd go into crisis. I'd sabotage a good thing because I'd think you were going to end it, so I'd be one of them, I'll end it first. Just because I didn't want to be the one to walk away and go, oh, you know, she broke my heart, I'm the one who's got to do that. Yeah, so it always end something that'd probably be beneficial for me. I had to learn a few lessons over time. You know, I was in Thailand and I met a girl who couldn't speak English, and I fell absolutely head over heels in love with her. No, big mistake. I found out she was with another fella. You know, she was confused because that was normal over there. I was baffled. I was trying to explain through a dictionary how I felt and how upset I was over there, and she was like, Tamai. I was like, that's the only word I knew was why you break my heart, why you hit my feelings, you know. And that took me to a relapse. It did. It took me to burying my feelings, burying the pain, putting a plaster on a disaster and meeting someone else. That's the answer back then for me, was just to put a plaster on a disaster. Tell you what, if I ever break up with this bird, you know, and I go through a few feelings, I'll go and meet someone else. That'll make me feel better. And I did that. And I went from one bird to the next, and I took that relationship into the next one, and the mistrust, and the attitude, and the fear and anxieties, and, you know, eventually, you know, I was left on my own, because that's where it takes you. If you act out, if you play out, you end up on your own, sad, lonely, desperate. You know, it's not a nice place. So yeah, now, you know, the last one was like when I was in prison. Again, I thought, you know, I was in love with the idea of being in love. I'd met this girl. She was like a trophy girlfriend. You know, we'd been to Cannes together. She was gorgeous. You know, I had a picture on my phone. I'd adoringly look at it, like, you know, showing people pictures of your bed, get them nice, fucking gorgeous. Because that's what it was about, all the outside glamour, you know. And she wasn't a very nice person, to be fair, internally. She was self-centered, you know, but I couldn't see past that. I just saw the exterior. Goes to jail, you know, and she's fucking on the phone making excuses up as to why it's over, you know. And obviously there's no excuse, it's over because I'm away, simple as, you know. But I was in a cell with I was clean as well. This is the last time I'd ever been to jail, and I was clean. I was in recovery, and he put me in Walton, and the worst thing he could have ever done was put a phone in your cell. You know, they give you phones now in your fucking pad. You know, and I'm ringing this bird up and she's fucking moaning, and you've only got like fucking 15 minutes tops to try and explain how you fucking are and how you're coping, and she's just making it about her. And then she just buttons you and ends it, and you're fucking broke. You know, you got all those feelings going on. You got a pad mate who's on the spice, he's got a bit of swag on him, you know. And that was the first time I'd ever been to jail, and I never had that desire to use. You know, I thought, I can get through this. You've been through this before. Walk through the mud, the fucking nails. It's not the end of the world. You're gonna be okay. Just don't pick up, because if you pick up, you know, you'll fuck up everything. And I never picked up. you know, and I felt the pain, and it was horrible. You know, couldn't sleep at night, but as the days went by, and I spoke about it, and I wrote about it, it passed. Yeah, to a point where now, I know I can get through breakups. Not that, you know, I've got a breakup on the cards, I just know that I can deal with life on life's terms a lot better than I did before in the past. I hope that helps someone. Just a little shared experience on relationships. Thanks for listening.